Good night, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed your Boxing Day holiday. To start off, a Belmont man, 74 years old, beats bandit with stick. A Christmas morning burglary at a Belmont home did not go as planned for bandits who were beaten by a 74-year-old man. Well done, sir. But this raises the issue about citizens needing the rights to bear arms, because on most occasions a pot spoon, a broomstick isn't going to be effective against armed bandits, armed criminals, bandits with cutlasses and guns and so forth. You cannot fight them off with a pot spoon, a bilna, a broomstick. So we need the rights to bear arms. This case continues to bother me. In E-News give us some more details about the lady Gopal Singh, who was recently murdered. So the common law husband is giving his account of what took place and said that he reached home late that night, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, Gopal Singh got a phone call, and she got out of the bed, got out of bed, went outside to answer this call, and then he started to hear an argument. When he got up to go and investigate, he was greeted by a gunman by the doorway of the bedroom, and the gunman told him, "Go back in your bed if you know what good for you." As much as it's possible, especially if it was a hit job, honestly, it does not make sense. Anyhow, after that, he used that as an opportunity to be able to jump through the bedroom window and escaped with his daughter. Upon his return, he found Gopal Singh in a pool of blood, dead. My contribution to that, or my comment to that, was go back in bed, but they murdered the woman. So she lost her life because she said, "No, I don't have time for that," because he supposedly overheard her telling them that. Yet he didn't hear anything else in the conversations that she had with the bandits. So Hazi didn't even plead with them to spare his wife's life. Did he return home without being accompanied by police? How did he know when it was safe to go back home? Sounds like a Lifetime movie with a poor storyline. Sometimes it have real bad Lifetime movies that just it have good ones, then it have some that really extremely poor. Poor acting, poor storyline, everything. As sad as I said recently, a lot of these home invasions appear to be staged and plotted by relatives or friends of the victims. Now, a lot of people are skeptical about this particular case because the story just isn't adding up. It isn't, right? You're a man. This is the woman of the love of your life, and you didn't even beg and plead with the gunmen. "Oh God, all you want, take what all you want and just go now." You just jumped through a window, left with your daughter, and the report doesn't say anything about coming back with police. So when was the call to the police made? I mean, these things just not making sense. I don't know if it's the media that getting it wrong, or if that's the actual account that he gave. And if that's the actual account he gave, my goodness, really doesn't make much sense whatsoever. I made a post this morning concerning the TTPS. TTPS is celebrating their 100% success, 100% rate, of course, success fighting crime via tint and parking taxes or tickets. Taxbot and Thanos are well pleased because remember, TTPS celebrating and saying how they are doing a job well done. They are pockets of success fighting crime. Hail Captain Colpot and Pastor Praying Mantis Earl. In good news, as much as I have issues with the TTPS itself, as I said, there are individuals within that corrupt agency that are genuinely law-abiding citizens. I believe it's a minority, but nevertheless. This was a case that was highlighted recently, about a month ago. WPC makes music again after, months after being shot. 3 months after being shot by a gunman outside her home, WPC is back behind a drum set making music again. I think we are all happy that she recovered. It was sad. I think when we heard about it, she was in her vehicle, and these gunmen, I think they blocked her off with their vehicle or whatever, and shot her. And I think she got shot in her head. And it's a miracle that she's alive, and a lot of people were praying for her. And as I said, I am not bad mind to say because she was a police officer I wouldn't pray for her. Whether or not she's one of the good guys, I believe so. I just have that feeling. But God had mercy on her, and she's alive, and I hope that she gives God the praise and the honor and the glory for still being alive today. There was a video, I think it's viral basically, because even Ian Allen shared it, of a community acting out in play. They were all using these little toy guns, and it's like they're shooting each other, acting out the what takes place when there's a turf war and a street war. And of course, badman, gunman music playing in the background and whatsoever, and they're pointing their guns and they're shooting at people in cars and whatsoever. That's fun for them. My contribution to that is, guys, we culture Jed, fed up of the white man's oppressive laws. Life is nothing without smoking herbs all day. And I add in drinking punching, because the herbs and the punching goes along, or Hennessy, and showing love to rivals in other turfs. We also love withdrawing inheritance from homes and businesses through the power and guidance of the ancestors. I am poor, and I know a lot of law-abiding poor citizens. And I honestly don't even like elites. I do not like the people who live in the elite part of society, because they don't give a crap about anybody. But I do have a lot of issues with the ghetto gang culture sort of ideology and lifestyle that is overtaking our nation. Throughout our nation and amongst both majority races, this is not just about Afro-Chinese. Indo-Chinese are being lost and corrupted by gang culture. Now, yes, long-time children used to play cowboy and whatever and things like that, but this is ridiculous. This is just promoting and normalizing gang warfare more and more. Just like how they say gunman music is entertainment. This is entertainment for them, but that is not how the youths are seeing it. The youths are seeing it as though this is all a game, this is all fun. And it's the youths and them that are dying the most. Most of the youths are not even living until to reach 30 years old, and yet this is a joke and a game for them. It's madness, it's pure evil, it's demonic. Gang culture is demonic, it's a cult. A post I made earlier today, Emperor Thanos Rowley's holiday message: be thankful to be a citizen of our taxing, weaning, porous border, Trinidad Empire. Because he said that citizens should be thankful and grateful to be living here in PNM country. Of course, he didn't say PNM country. I am saying that, I'm putting it into my own words, but that is, remember, PNM might say this is PNM country. They don't just believe this is Trinidad and Tobago. They believe that PNM and Trinidad are one, and therefore the country belongs to that political party. Wheelchair-bound pensioner rescued from Christmas fire Christmas Day fire. Thank God for that. That's good news. Trapped in her burning home, wheelchair-bound pensioner Rosilia Mitchell was lifted to safety by her family, narrowly escaping the inferno that ravaged 3 houses and left 4 families homeless on Christmas Day. So her rescue was good news, but it was disaster and pain and sorrow and grief. I wonder if Gloria Globe and the PNM gang are going to show any sympathy or grief for this woman and the members of that community who lost their homes. Once again, I have no issue with them grieving for their colleague. That's natural. But they do not ever show any sort of concern and compassion for the rest of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. A business place called Funky Fish in West Mall is closing down. Right now they have a 60% discount sale. We economy going real nice, eh? Businesses just closing down in even what you will call big shot areas. Wow. Yeah. And the PNMites will say that all is well in Trinidad, because why? People can afford to go and buy groceries, and there are others who are liming in rum shops. Yeah. That is how shallow-minded PNMites are. To actually use those 2 basic things, like liming in rum shop, which is not a majority of the Trinidadians do that, and groceries most of all, because you could even say about the rum shop. But we all know a lot of people actually drink out most of their monies and then don't have money to be able to afford to pay their bills. So the rum shop argument isn't valid anyhow you take it. And the grocery aspect is even worse, because everyone needs food to survive. And we definitely cannot live on going and begging for breadfruit and fig by the neighbor, okay? Yeah, this is all part of the same gang culture ideology. I made a post that youths are basically happy now to die young and graduate to gangster heaven, where it's full of baddest gal to bull and smoke herbs with for eternity. Fly high with the ghetto angels. I tell you, it's a cult, you know. It's sick, it's mad, it's crazy. I don't know if this is the same business or not. Some Saniro surprises in West Mall, the Falls of West Mall. They are also closing down, and it's 50% off. So, once again, more signs of what? An economic collapse. Former independent Senator Reverend Daniel Tilok Singh fears that Trinidad and Tobago is becoming the horror house of the Caribbean, as he referenced the spate of murders and violence in the country. My contribution to that was UNC paying him, well, of course, it's in joke, eh? UNC paying him to make we country look bad, Jed. We are blessed, safe, and prosperous paradise. We are a blessed, safe and prosperous paradise where everyone is rich enough to shop in groceries and lime in bars. Laventille, Sealots, and Beetham are places full of love and entertainment. #1 tourist attraction. Them duns, UNC, always lying on we because they Rachel Jed. Never again, I telling you, never again. Now, of course, that's just me being sarcastic, because that's what PNM might say. Of course, I do not agree with that. Let's see what else it has here. Someone asked Ian Allen to highlight this water issue. Mr. Ian Allen, can you please help? The residents of Kanhai Road, South Barapur have not Road, South Barapur have not gotten water for several weeks now. Every time we call WASA, they are saying tonight. So they're giving them a sort of cock and bull story now, promises that are never kept. That's PNM, eh? So my contribution was keep crying instead of taking action. PNM only pushes us around because we allow them to do so. Anytime they notice the people are uniting for a cause, which can result in mass protests, they back off. Just like recently with the salary, the savings cap. The $25,000 ridiculous savings cap. You see how they took it back? They withdrew it because they realized it was sparking outrage. But people from these areas, they are not even showing any sort of desire or determination or courage to at least protest. Protest is about rights, you know. We do not have it's not lawful to commit any violence, but you can peacefully protest and stand up for your rights. Sad news concerning the guy on the oil rig. Breaking news, authorities shift from rescue mission to a recovery operation. The plan to find and rescue missing oil worker Pete Phillip ended yesterday afternoon. They are now trying to find his body. My sympathies to the families and his friends. This is sad because you're talking about a hard-working, law-abiding citizen. Not no bad man, not no gangster, no Trinidad. A hard-working, law-abiding citizen died in the line of duty, working hard, and because of an accident, lost his life. That's really sad. A 3-year-old boy has been hospitalized after drinking kerosene from a bottle yesterday. His condition remains unknown. My contribution to that: Trinis take everything for granted until it's too late. When did we stop taking precautions such as locking cupboards that contain substances, or at least placing these items on high shelves where kids can't reach? When did we stop putting barriers to prevent toddlers from going outside? Everything nowadays is she or he would know better than to go there or to touch that. Toddlers, know better. A culture of irresponsible behavior which mostly exists in the ghetto. And that's the reality. Vast majority of times when these things happen, it happens in ghetto areas. And it's not, I'm not intentionally just trying to discriminate the ghetto areas because, I consider myself sort of to an extent living in the ghetto. It's a poor, but there's a mix there. There's a poor, there's an area which is more on the poor side, and then you have the other side, which has more of the middle class and the upper class citizens. Right? Let's see if it has anything else there. Nope. That's it. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of tonight. Please, people, be wise and be careful outside here. And if you do not have any need to be outside in the nighttime, don't. This country has reached a stage where you have to live in a way that sounds or seems extreme. Yeah, partying, yeah, a lot of people like partying or whatever, but is it worth your life? Is it worth your safety? Stay home once possible and cover yourself with the blood of Jesus. Protect yourself and your family. I keep saying this over and over again. Keep out of the gang life and associating with any sort of illegal activity, because it could cost you your life and cost even your family members and friends their lives, and definitely it's going to cause grief, pain, and suffering for those that are left to continue living after you go. Blessed night in Jesus' name.